Yes, sir. Microphone. Ni wakoze batarugana. It's not the one. Hiyo ni Uganda kweli? Yeah, East Africa. Tanzania. Tanzania sasa. DJ. Hello. Hello. Wanji.
Microphone check. Sound check. Amadeus check. Ian check. Final check. Testing sound. Testing mic. Facebook test. Microphone check. Sound check.
Mr. Jesse, I'm waiting for you, sir.
Give me these 2 seats.
Yeah?
These 2 seats.
Nobody's there. You have the chairs themselves.
I want to give Makamba and you know their bosses also.
I put them
No,
on.
you just give me. I put there. Okay. Yeah, they put money and they are staying out there.
We ask everyone around the playing area and go to a conducive environment to showcase their talents.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday morning, that was Easter Sunday 2026, was the start of the Chairman's Easter Cup that has been happening now for a second day run here at Muchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. In the men's singles, perhaps call them the singles, there were 64 players participating from about 7 countries. That is the might of the players from Kenya and so many others from countries like Malawi, South Africa, Zambia, then Uganda, and then Tanzania plus South Sudan. They have been playing the race to 9 single elimination from the first round up to the semi-finals. We finally have 2 protagonists to make tonight's final. All the way from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, wearing white, is called AMADEUS Monkey Dizeki. And all the way from Kampala in Uganda, Ian Kazibwe. They are racing to 11 for a chance to take the trophy and to be called the Muchana Chairman's Easter Cup Champion 2026. This action is having live stream on 3 platforms, that is Muchana Pool Club YouTube, Peter Chewe Live YouTube, as well as Break and Finish Live Facebook. All 3 platforms will be having the same commentary from myself live at Muchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. Simon Peter Chewe. The first frame of the match is already broken by the winner of the toss, AMADEUS. He will be breaking the odd numbered frames like 1, 3, 5, 7, those ones, and then Ian Kaza will be breaking the even numbered frames like 2, 4, 8, 6, 10 as those. Our umpire of the day is umpire Bobby. He's coming all the way from Kitale in Western Kenya simply to come and realize that a passion he has been the umpire for all of the matches on the center table ever since the start of the competition. We shall as well be having another match after this, but 2 other matches in the team's event. The 3rd place match that shall be played between the Ugandan team Q Danger and the Tanzanian team, as well as the men's team final, that shall be played between a team of players from South Africa, Malawi, and Uganda, that is called Big Kills, as well as a team from Kenya here, the Muchana Knights. The men's team final shall be coming up after this, racing to 13 for the 250,000 Kenya shillings. Frame number 1, Ian 0, AMADEUS 0, race to 11 for a chance to be called champion. Once again, there is live streaming on Break and Fish Live Facebook, and Channel Pool Club YouTube, as well as Peter Chewe Live YouTube. Ian on the yellows, AMADEUS on the reds. Another thing, I will have to mute every time I am not speaking, simply because there is unsafe copyrighted music being played in the background. I'm also sitting beside 2 beautiful trophies, one for the singles and one for the team, and as well I will have the honor of sitting almost close to Chairman GNM, the director of Muchana Pub and Grill, broadcasting them to hundreds, if not thousands, around the world. Ian will be having his calls if you're watching from Peter Chewe Live or Break and Fish Live on the right in blue, and AMADEUS having his calls on the left in red. If you're watching from Muchana Pool Club, you'll be having a scoreboard bottom of your screen. 0-0, race to 11. We have a final. Now, as a matter of fact, both of these players have never won an international competition of this magnitude. As for Ian Kazibwe, the closest he has been, he reached the semi-finals of the Tawi Open Pro Championship. It was organized last year in Kitale in Western Kenya. He was a losing semi-finalist to the eventual winner, Saif Ahmad of Tanzania. As for Amadeus, he did reach the semi-finals of the All Africa Pro Championships in 2023 at the Grand Monte Casino Hotel in Johannesburg in South Africa. But most importantly, Amadeus was named the most valuable player of the tournament, most especially after being top scorer of the team event, as well as getting the highest number of points after summation of performances of his in the team's event as well as the singles event. This made him, according to the All Africa Pro Championship Pool Association, ranked number 1 on the African continent for the Adams 2024. As for Ian, internationally, he did reach the final again of the mixed doubles at the Holy Cup Championships in Johannesburg, South Africa. Himself, paired with female player Rashida Moses, did reach the final and then lost out to the South African pair of brother and sister, the Williams family in South Africa. He's one of the fastest rising shooters on the African continent, especially being one of the most dominant players back in his home country, Uganda, winning 12 comps last year. This year alone, he has reached 2 finals, but has won none. This one is the biggest of them all tournaments in which he has reached the final. If he wins this one, he will pretty much be announcing himself as having arrived this time around fully to the big stage of African pool. Amadeus has been knocked out of the team event, especially when his team, that is Snipers from Tanzania, having been defeated by the Kenyan team, the Muchana Knights. As for Ian, after this final, win or lose, he will be involved in the team final when his team's Big Kells does face the team that are Muchana Knights in the final. Snooker is Ian. The left-hander will want to find one of the yellows off the bottom cushion in frame number 1, which is being played at snail speed, maybe because of the too much respect that the players have for each other. Now, this one I may have to tell you, side betting in official tournaments is not official, but it does happen. The Tanzanians have had a side stake of $1,000 onto Amadeus, and some of the Ugandans have had to dig deep to get that money. The team of fundraising was led by Sula Matogo. So there is $1,000 side bet for the Tanzanians on Amadeus and for the Ugandans on Ian. Amadeus has only partial sight of the red. He's trying to plays it with a curve on the keyboard and pops it, and he's on the verge of winning now. Frame number 1 for him to take the lead in the match for himself, for Snipers, for Tanzania. The pot of the red to the side pocket on the left will automate natural white for the black portable to the corresponding side pocket on the right, and the rest is a formality. The 2024 number 1 ranked player by the All Africa Pool Association leads in the final. Amadeus 1, Ian 0, race to 11. We shall take off a few seconds just to improve the lighting on the table. Rightly so, now you may probably clearly observe more lighting, just in case it's not enough for you, especially if you're watching from a mobile phone. You may need to adjust your phone gadgets to maximum. You will have no regrets. 1-0 Amadeus and Snipers leads against Ian and Big Kells. Second frame of the day. I know that these players will now apply beast mode anytime soon, then go for the game. They've been so defensive in the first frame, a sign that they have a lot of respect for each other. Maybe the nerves of reaching the final for both of them in the singles for the very first time for an African comp in their careers. Tournament is proudly sponsored by the director of Muchana Pabanwil, Chairman JNM, who is on the way making it to his seat, and he does love most especially the team event, and I know that he'll be a very proud chairman for the fact that his boys have made it into the final. It has been the first time that they are defeating the Tanzanian team Snipers, pretty much some kind of Tanzanian national team. Just with the exclusion of a few Q Masters players, most especially Saif, and thereby frame number 2 is seeing an attempt by the Ugandan Ian to win the frame by break and finish. Of course, he will want to put both yellow and black to the same corner pocket, bottom left. The pot of the black will be a formality. By break and finish, Ian 1, Amadeus 1, race to 11 in the final. And this match is at the venue being streamed on giant screen. There is also now the respect of the game by the DJ, despite the fact that the place is a club. He has turned the music almost completely down. I no longer have to mute when I'm not speaking. It's just the balls speaking and the players shooting and the final underway. Amadeus breaking frame number 3, hits them hard balls, gets to put 1 red with a fairly even split of the balls, most especially the yellows. And I want to believe that the Tanzanian will be going for yellows. And welcome back from those that have been watching the match between the top cards, Tom Cousins and Caesar Chandiga. While the Ugandan, I want to believe it's some kind of victory for himself, getting to play now too many matches between himself and Chris Smelling. Then today, earlier against Tom Cousins, playing against some of the very best that there is in the world, irrespective of the outcome. That was 30 frames to 14. Simply having many matches against those guys is a dream for all of the upcoming players, and I hope that that does inspire a full generation of African stars to keep training, keep playing, keep competing, keep practicing, keep winning, never getting tired. Also in some kind of a victory for Caesar's management team and the Advanced Talent Agency. And I'm hearing some kind of rumor, it's speculation pending confirmation, that from Bolton, where Caesar is going to be having the evening, maybe early in the weekend, he will be headed for Nairobi. And as he boards his flight, he will be having one Jeremiah Naido in mind. Speaking to Jerry earlier today, says Caesar is welcome. maybe the show is not about to end. And in another way, a very special thanks to a certain Mr. Ishmael Mtetwa. He's the guy that in some kind of way is the reason why we are having all this. When he played a money match with Sanford Given Ginte about 1 month and 1 week ago, 2 money matches they were, after which Ginte left for Nigeria where he was having a tour alongside Hazard. Hazard followed him there and beat him there, with Ginte head starting the best of the Nigerian players, winning some and losing some. Then 3 Ugandans, Ibra and Dog City and Yahaya, came to Kenya to hunt for Ishmael, who had beaten Ginte. They also wanted a piece of Ginte. They were only able to get Ishmael. But for the fact that Ishmael wanted to play more than 1 match a day, they got back up in Ian Kazibwe, who is now in the final. And he has played many matches. That is Ishmael with all of those 3. And then 1 week later, a team from Tanzania, that were the Snipers, 5 of them in number, came to Kenya to follow up Ian and Dog City and Ibra and Ishmael, and have been having matches and competitions among each other. They were as well followed by the Ugandan, that is Joseph Kasozi, now the Big Hills family, now Jerry is here, now Eshka is here, now Caesar is coming here, and Ian is coming to win the second out of 3 in the final. Second consecutive frame won by Apple, red and green respectively. Ian 2 and Amadeus 1. Rest to 11 for victory of the final. Frame number 4 has seen Ian scratch on the break. Every chance for Amadeus, completing the reverse dish, which should be his equalizer, to try and take home the $1,500, but also the 1,000 side stake by members of his management team. If they can make it $2,500 within 1 match, that will not be bad business whatsoever. But if they lose, the player will be taking home the money, but the management team will be taking home the side bet losses. Two 1, Ian in the lead. Once again, live streaming on 3 platforms: Muchana Polo Club, YouTube, Peter Chebe Live, YouTube, Break and Finish Live, Facebook, all 3 streaming platforms with the same commentary. Amadeus rooting for a ready apple. It will be poor performance if he doesn't. You get the feeling highly likely he will. On now 6 reds on the table, all of them in pretty good space. Maybe to cause some kind of worry could be the red that is topwards of them all 5. Maybe the 2 reds close to each other just around the middle of the table. But that is if he gets his pattern wrong. How good will the cue ball be? Excellent shooting from Kidezeki, as Amadeus is called sometimes by nickname. He's a very vibrant player, very cheerful. He's the lead cheerleader for the Tanzanian team when others are shooting. He's such a team player. But when it is his turn to play, he can really mean to be serious. He has never won an international tournament, but he's good enough to. He reached the semi-finals of the All Africa Pool Championships 2023. He was the most valuable player overall in that competition, but that is not a tournament won. The AAPA ranked him first in 2024 on the continent. But one thing these players like to do is win competitions of their own. And this is exactly what AMADEUS is trying to do here, justifying his status as former AAPA number 1, winning frame number 4 and winning it by reverse dish. AMADEUS 2, Ian 2, race to 11 in the final. Frame number 5 out of a maximum of 21 makes this perhaps coming to an end of the first quarter of the match. One thing the two shooters are doing similar is to go for offense, but very, very careful play. Only under a month ago, the Ugandan Ian got signed from the management team that is Roxbury, now under Big Kills, Ugandan-born, Nigerian managed. As for AMADEUS, loyal to his management team based in Dar es Salaam that are snipers. Ian may want to snipe him down. The cue ball he's having is pretty much accurate for the will-be bird of the 3 reds left on the table. The one that is close to the cushion on the left. If you're watching from Muchana Pool Club, it is close to the cushion top left of the screen. And as he rolls it right against the rail, he may want maybe to play the cue ball into the black, just to maintain position play of white. With right spin, with the pot, cue ball into the black, and the pot is on, and the frame is being won by the Ugandan on the verge of regaining his lead, needing to put the red close to white to the corner pocket bottom left, with the backspin, drawing the cue ball backwards just around the middle of the table where he needs the cue ball to be positioned, almost in the middle of the table, and the rest is a formality. Another apple in the final. Ian 3, AMADEUS 2, race to 11.
Game over. Mama yangu.
coming into Kenya. It is now just under 3 weeks ago. Ian has played 5 money matches, winning 3 and losing 2, winning twice against Ishmael and then winning once against Saif, losing twice against Ishmael. But of the matches that he's been having, this one will be the peak of the match. The beauty with a money match, with a competition, with the tournament, that if you win as a player, in this case either Ian or Amadeus, the winner pretty much will have beaten 63 other participants, while winning a money match sees you winning just one person. Of course, a tournament carries a lot better reputation if won than a money match. A money match is just about the money, a little bit of bragging rights against just one person. A tournament sees you beat a lot more. Frame number 6 with Amadeus playing the reds, Ian playing the yellows. For Amadeus, the intention is to not let Ian Chance touch the table in the ongoing frame. The same way Ian has not allowed Amadeus touch the table in 3 of the frames that he has won in this match so far. And Amadeus will have his work cut out. He knows that he's taking on a very little player. Amadeus has all of the experience to his side, having learned how to play pool at a competitive level way before Ian even touched the cue stick. Here comes the Tanzanian. In Dar es Salaam, they call him Janja. Rooting for victory, rooting for yet another apple, yet another clearance, yet another frame, yet another equalizer. The frame he is playing is quite critical and is playing it critically well. He has a chance to roll the red close to the back to the corner pocket, top right, with stop effect on the cue ball. Cue balls remain exactly where the red is, perfect, but not on target. He was so keen on manipulating the cue ball, but not making the pot, which is the one and only important thing before taking a shot. Anyway, Ian will want to take the easy pickings, will want to steal the frame away from his opponent. First starting with yellow is looking at drawing the cue ball now bigly backwards where the top one yellow is, putting the cue ball pretty much at a spot where he will still have loved to have it, even though he was given chance to place it by playing hand. He will need the cushion to support the movement of the cue ball. If he rolls the yellow near the cushion to the corner pocket top right, cue ball will have to bounce off the cushion such that he can put another of the yellows to the side pocket on the left. It is a miss. Three frames to 2. Ian is in the lead, playing yellows. Amadeus on 2, playing the fewer reds, which are also positioned better, just that it is Ian on table. Now there is some space between the red backed at the corner pocket top right, between the red and the jaw of that corner pocket for Ian to pass his yellow. The Ugandan, however, nominates to play the cue ball into the yellow and gets to have almost all of the yellows now in space, spacious enough to believe he can take them down with his current visit of the table. If he did that, we will be taking a 2-frame lead for the very first time in the match. There are 2 yellows at the bottom end of the table, 2 yellows at the top end, all of them portable and with some kind of ease. So it has to be rolled softly. Cue ball to be pretty natural for the red near the bottom cushion. It is the left cushion if you're watching from Muchana Pool Club YouTube. As Ian goes for yet another clearance. And as he does, in a special way, I want to thank the Muchana Pool fraternity, most especially the chairman GNM, who is the reason for the revamp of Kenyan football. He's the reason for the strength of the muchana team. He's the reason as why we are having the Kenyan team reaching the final of a team game, an African Cup, for the second time in the last 3 attempts. They also reached the final of the Q Masters competition in Arusha. They were in the semi-finals of the African Ultimate Football Championships. Now they are yet in the final because they are well facilitated, well motivated, well trained, and well taken care of by Chairman GNM. Thank you, Chairman. As Ian calls for the last yellow on the table. If he plays carelessly, he could get himself snookered. If he plays a normal top spin, the cue ball could follow the yellow into the corner pocket. He may have to use top spin, but use the cushion, have the cue ball bounce off the cushion, then move a little bottomwards. Off the cushion, a little bottomwards, and the frame is done. Safe is the Ugandan with a very wonderful pattern that has seen him winning 4 frames out of the last 5. Kazibwe Ian 5, Amadeus Makidezeki. Sorry, Ian is on 4. I want to beg your pardon, and Amadeus on 2. As a matter of information, yesterday evening, the third place match between Kenya's Moses Kimani and Tanzania's Abdullah Hussein was won by the Tanzanian by 9 frames to 3. Quite convincing is that. As convincing as a fellow Tanzanian is in frame number 7, in the match as he gets the ball red to the corner pocket, bottom right, black to the side pocket on the left with beautiful queuing. Just like the cue ball is a little too bottomwards. Black is nonetheless portable. Has the whole center pocket on the left to himself. He could also go for the corner pocket to left. What is nominating center pocket and since the black hold on, white is safe. At the end of the day, Amadeus 3 and Ian 3 rest to 11 in the final. You will enjoy the best video that you can if you have maximum lighting, because the table is well lit. Only that the place being a bar outside, the outside environment is not exactly very well lit. It's just the pool table. So if you want to have a clear audience, maximum lighting of your phone will do wonders. There has been black potted on the break by Ian. He will be getting to break the same frame again, and it is 4 frames to 3. Ian is in the lead. I want to think that maybe 1.5 hours is enough maximum to play this race 11 competition. It would as well be less if one of the players wins so many consecutive frames. That's especially for the fact that they are bagging so many apples in the match so far. Now streaming to 1,000 viewers combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. Keep liking, keep commenting, keep interacting, keep sharing, keep keeping the hopes of African people alive. Ian 4, Amadeus 3. Thank you for watching from the Peter Cho live stream. Rose Kobosini speaking about Ian's exceptionality, right? Pablo Matbaliban, the rest to 11. Mahom Zabias, thank you for watching. You are throwing jabs at Kasozi, and David Bridger thinks Ian is showing class. Yeah, alright, Wasa James. Yes, thank you for watching on the stream. Yes, as is Steven Baguma. You think every pro player can beat Ibra Kanja? Why are you disturbing my friend Ibra Kanja? And he's watching and he's listening. Eh? Godwin loops reminding us about the dry breaks of Caesar earlier today. It ended 30 frames to 14. Tom Cousins actually promised that Caesar will not win more than 16 frames. The guy walked his dog. Francis Rugambaje, the weak player, is asking which teams are on the finals. Francis, it is the Muchana Knights to take on Big Kells. That final shall be coming after this one is done. The team final shall be on 2 tables. I will be having one table having a Facebook stream and another having a YouTube stream, and you can serve yourself according to your wish. Danny Wanyoke, asking whom I'm supporting today. I'm supporting the winner. I'm supporting whoever wins. I'm supporting chairman. Okay. Luseke style. X Roger, yes, Ian and Dog City are Uganda's only players. Go away. X Roger, you're kidding me. And for our audience, for the Muchana Polo Club stream, trends by DJ Wish the Kenyan to win. None of these guys is Kenyan. It is one a Tanzanian wearing white and a Ugandan wearing black. The best performing Kenyan was fourth. Moses Kimani lost in the third place match against Tanzania's Abdallah Hussein. Shamangus, thank you for watching. Reminding us to like the video. Hamdan Kakoza supporting Ian from channel Grab Stream. James Oitiko uploading how Ian is finishing, and Tino Denny, you're asking when I'm playing Francis Mpupa. You want to watch that match? There is hope. Someone wants to sponsor more tears for Francis when I meet him, hopefully this coming June. But the result is always and will always be the same guy losing. There has been a foul by AMADEUS. Maybe he played with too much power. The red jumped off the table. Ian with a free shot and another. It was so unfortunate. I'm actually playing back the video. The red was actually on target, but was played with too much power. And for a matter of safety, Ian creates space between the reds and the yellows, now having 7 yellows on the table, all of them in space, just as is the black. Maybe he's regaining his 2-frame lead, the 2-frame cushion, by him finishing the ongoing frame. And tomorrow, the big one, the rematch of action between South Africa's Jeremiah Naido. He'll be racing to 21 against Zimbabwe's Eshka Chimwanda, who is at the venue, has been very silent, has been learning the train, he has just been being himself. I did have a little discussion with him as why I know him as a very good player. He won the last very big tournament in Kenya, by the way, here, with $11,000 approximately the money that he won by winning the team boxer competition. I asked how he couldn't even reach 10 when taking on Jerry. Then he told me how he had some medical issues, and I believed it because there was evidence of those issues. And he said as long as he doesn't have those issues tomorrow, it will be game on. And just in case you are a pole player, you have an African passport from any of the African countries, Eshka is still open for business. Home and away series, you can play in Harare, one session, and from your own country, another session for $3,000 each pot. So whether you are South African, Zambian fellow, Zimbabwean, Ugandan, Kenyan, Tanzanian, Malawian, Nigerian, name it, as long as it is Africa, Eshka is open for business, as much as Ian is open for another appearance in the 8th frame of the match for the Ugandan to regain a 2-frame lead, to have a little backspin, the keyboard bounce off the left cushion and moves in close proximity to the black, and we'll be rolling the octagon into the corner pocket that is bottom left if you're watching from Channel Pool Club. It is bottom right if you're watching on Peter Cherry Live. Ian 5, Amadeus 3, rest to 11. And thank you for watching our Facebookers, including and not limited to Charles Pavins, Wesley Cupido, thank you for watching. And everybody is seemingly not yet content with what was happening in Bolton earlier today. It was victory and defeat at the same time, guys. That is my opinion. Having the audacity to fly over to Bolton to play a money match with those guys. Tom Cousins is the #1 ranked player now on the small table in the world. Having a match with him is no mean feat, especially having the audacity to fly over to his own country. Also participates in the second consecutive European Ultimate Pool Championships, despite the fact that results are not yet good enough. As Amadeus was for a fourth, he will be having the yellow that is close to black as a little bit of a problem. It is portable with his only to one pocket, that is corner pocket, bottom right. And in some kind of way, he will need the cue ball all the way to the top end of the table, slightly on the left. A roll of the cue ball against the yellow, the cue ball bouncing off the cushion gives him accurate white. He may perhaps want to put both yellow and black in the same corner pocket, bottom right, cue ball into the black. Very good shooting. Just that black has moved a little bit further, but it will be okay because Amadeus has very good ability to have a ball potted on target, and he does. Amadeus Makidizek 4, Ian Kazibwe 5. Race to 11. It is the final. After this, guys, we will have the team event final between the Muchana Knights and Big Kills. The same round on 2 tables. It will be the last event of the day of this today competition. Thereafter, tomorrow, money matches shall resume. Yes. Let me even talk to the kids now. Let me just talk to the kids now. I was thinking that the match between Nigeria and Asia is for Wednesday. So it's tomorrow, and it's tomorrow. Natural. Come on, Mr. Sign this off. It is 4 frames to 5, dear viewers, as we apologize for the little break in video. Ian Nick will be stealing frame number 10 away from his opponent. Amadeus, who came so close to winning, only missing out on the last yellow before the black. Now he finds himself losing the same frame. The Ugandan has perfected the pattern by potting all 7 balls with 1 piece of the table. Will be potting with backspin, drawing the cue ball off the top cushions. Off the cushion. Beautiful by Ian. Drawing a round of applause, even from the neutral Kenyan, seeing the lethal left hand gaining the Ugandan a 2-frame cushion after 10 frames of play. Kazibwe Ian and Uganda and Big Kills. 6 Amadeus Makedezeki of Q Masters and Tanzania. 4 rest to 11. One by one. And thank you for watching, guys, from wherever you're watching. We seem to be just about 1,500 watching live combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much, Africa. And I will not stop saying thank you so much, Chairman Jenem, the mkubwa wa pool wa Afrika yote. Everything that he touches on in pool turns just victory for the players. all the memories of 3 Kenyan teams at the All Africa Pool Championships. They had the biggest contingent of players. They were also named team of the tournament. They have been also moving around the country, around the region, in Tanzania, sometimes as well in Uganda, participating in event after event after event. Nowadays, they are known as one of the most fond teams in every competition, but most especially the team event does drive Muchana wild. Yesterday, they've qualified into yet another final of an African major team competition. Here comes AMADEUS, will play the cue ball into the yellow, playing the red open, creating space for him to go for the frame and go for it. Now, with 4 reds on the table, he has to put the one near the corner pocket's top left first. He has to move the cue ball a little closer to the middle of the table. He's going for backspin off the bottom cushion and in space into the yellow, and that will do. Of course, the red closest to the yellow is portable to the corner pocket bottom right. If you're watching from Channel Pool Club, it is the corner pocket bottom left with a little roll, with a little backspin. Cue ball natural for 2 remaining reds. Could start with either of them. He knows he's winning the frame. He knows he's coming within 1. He knows he's on the verge of making it 5. 2024 number 1 ranked player by the All Africa Pool Associations wins a 5th frame out of 11. Ian 6, AMADEUS 5, race to 11 in the final. And this summit will have some of the fondest memories of the year so far. Some of the events that have happened in Kenya in this particular competition have been really outstanding. The revelation of a young Ugandan shooter, Jackson Aseko, who pronounced himself onto the big stage as clearly one of the finest teenagers on the African continent. At just the age of 14, he was able to outclass Jerry in a match, taking down the giant South African who started off the competition as the tournament favorite, but did not go past the round of last 32 when Asiku beat him by 9 frames to 5. And Asiku's friend and rival back home, also teammate at management level, Herbert, also did reach the round of last 16 and renownedly taking down one of Kenya's finest players, Kevin Yegon, in a close contested affair. The victory for Abdallah Hussein never Dog City, which saw Abdallah win 7 frames in a row when Dog City went 3 frames to 0 up. Dula won actually the next 8, then Dog City pulled 1 back, then Dula took him down there. But most of the frames, the 7 in a row on this very table that the two played yesterday, were single visit clearances, red and green apples respectively. And the single Kenyan that reached the semi-finals will also go down memory lane, Moses Kimani, but lost out to Ian. Actually, it was one single Kenyan into the quarterfinals. I want to beg your pardon. He lost out to Ian in the round of last 8. There has as well been the arrival of Uganda's Hazard Lokomwa. He is at Muchana. I want to expect that the last arrival will be a certain Mr. Chandiga Caesar, who is expected to take on Jerry. The rumor, the speculation is this coming Saturday. But now, on Monday, Easter Monday, an Easter weekend that has been spent entirely on the pool tables, is having Ian trying to win a 7th. He will be having the little problem of a red that is so close to yellow at the right end of the table. If you're watching from Chana Pool Club, it is the yellow near red at the bottom left corner of the table. Ian has sight of the red. That is bottomwards of the 3. He wants to play it, but with right spin cue ball to be played into the yellow close to the red. Plays it into the red direct, but still okay. His being okay is now only just relative because the cut between white and red close to white is so sharp. He will have very little control of the movement of the cue ball. If he is to get it in, has to play it with too much power. Maybe bounce the cushion, bounce the cue ball off the cushion maybe 3 or 4 times because he has to use a lot of power. Has to be on target. Cue ball on 1, 2 cushions. This is very good power balance. Most especially should there be a passage of the white to cheat the pocket and the black and to get in. It will be a wonderful play from a wonderful left-hander, but has to do it fast. I'm not so certain from my camera angle that really is possible. He has to cheat the pocket and cheats the pocket perfectly. Cue ball into another yellow. He has sight of the black. Will be winning frame number 12 by break and finish in a match that is now being played at a top class level. Kazibwe Ian 7, Amadeus Makidizaki 5, race to 11. Now I know that a friend of mine, a certain Mr. Aiden Joseph, is watching this match from Gauteng. Aiden, what are you doing in Johannesburg? You belong here. What are you doing, Aiden? What are you doing in Gauteng, really? There is inflation here, guy. 7 frames to 5. Ian is in the lead. This match is for 2 of the best players from their respective countries cancelling out each other to see who of them wins a major African competition for the very first time in their careers. I have to say, I have never seen Janja this serious. The guy is always funny, always laughing, always joking, always cracking around with mates. Even in the middle of matches, okay, he's serious in matches, but not this serious. He has not smiled at his opponent. He has not spoken to the fans. He's just concentrating. It speaks of how much the Tanzanian really does want to win this one. Ian has really got a soft left hand. And that shot was a clinical beauty. And dear viewers, once again, you are watching Chairman GNM's Easter Cup, organized by Muchana Pub and Grill. We are right in the heart of the city of Nairobi, Kilimani town, alongside Ngong Road, just opposite Prestige Plaza, is the fondest pool playing area in the whole of Kenya. It is the venue that is responsible for some of the fondest African competitions that have been happening for the last 3 years, not limited to the Grand Muchana 2023 that was won by Ibrahim Sejemba, the Grand Muchana 2024 won by Caesar Chandika, the ATA Africa Super 16-man competition won by Kelvin Fikoti. So many big money matches, Aiden versus Caesar, Aiden versus Caesar again, the tour of Aiden, and now what is an influx of the best African players from respective countries now flocking in China to make sure that they are part of this love story on the pool tables. That all started with a certain Mr. Ishmael Mtetwa, the star of the show, the man of the moment, but it is other players now reaching the final at the expense of the guy that was as well part of the competition, Ishmael, but lost out to Sami Innocent of Tanzania in the round of last 16 yesterday. Frame number 13 could see Ian win yet with another apple, wanting to put yellow to the corner pocket on at the bottom, throwing the cue ball backwards, but misses the pot. He was not even on target. It was not as if the ball jumped out of the pocket. Ian just did not shoot good enough. I'm even trying to relook at the shot. Yes, he was not on target. He played the cue ball into the jaws. And now Amadeus plays well enough to utilize fully, playing red into red to connect one red to the corner pocket where Ian has his yellow. He's playing not to pot and achieves exactly that and makes it better by snorkeling his opponent. Ian is almost certain that his chance to win the ongoing frame came and has long gone. Playing the cue ball now into the top cushion, which is the right cushion from Muchana Pool Club, and plays it into Amadeus's red. That is a foul advantage to the Tanzanian. Is there a better way to play a fish shot than that? Play your opponent's ball frozen and dead, then set your own ball and create an opening where you can take the frame away with no pressure, knowing that your opponent's yellow is a dead ball. This is Amadeus' victory of frame number 13. He needs a little bit of work. He has all the skill, most especially that there are two reds that are a little tricky, those that are close to each other, but one of them is portable. He may get himself snookered here. He will survive. That was risky in my opinion, but he is okay. We'll be putting the two reds to corresponding corner pockets, that is top left and top right. Black to the side pocket on the left, as the Tanzanian is contemplating a pattern to win a 6 out of 13. Amadeus versus the black to the center pocket, 4-6, and yes he does. Tanzania 6, Uganda 7, rest to 11. We are having the final, dear viewers, most especially if you're only now joining the stream of Chairman Jennem's Easter Cup Championship at Muchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi, in Kenya, with the 14th frame underway of a maximum of 21. Uganda's Ian Kazibwe enjoying a slight lead by 6 frames to 7 against Tanzania's AMADEUS Makidizeki. The race is 11 for a victory that will as well come with a trophy, bragging rights, medals, as well as 150,000 Kenya shillings, equivalent to 1,500 US dollars. It is slightly more. It is what Ian and AMADEUS are fighting for, but there are cash prizes for all the players that reached the top 8. That is Ian and AMADEUS will be taking positions number 1 and 2 in whichever order. Position number 3 taken by Abdallah Hussein. Position number 4 taken by Moses Kimani. Then the players that reached the quarterfinals, others including, if my memory serves me right, Saif Hamad, Innocent Sami. By the way, Moses Kimani was in the quarterfinals. The player that was 4th was also in the quarterfinals is Uganda's Ibrahim Sejemba. Moses Kimani being the only Kenyan into the quarterfinals, but proudly the Kenyans have taken the Muchana Knights into the team event final. That shall be the next match coming up on the stream, the men's team final. Ian has his work cut out with 1 ball to pot. The only yellow left on the pool table, portable to the corner pocket top right. I want to believe it is one of those shots where you just have to pot, and as well as long as you can have sight of the black, you will be okay, because manipulation of the key ball for perfect white for black sometimes is a little too risky. But Ian plays with pinpoint accuracy. The Ugandan left-hander, ever since he took a 2-frame lead, has either been leading by 2 or leading by 1. He has not allowed AMADEUS to equalize whatsoever in the match. He's on the verge of putting black to the corner pocket bottom left as he regains his 2-frame lead. 8 for Ian, 6 for AMADEUS. Rest to 11.
And they told you, eh?
The guy is easily the second best player.
That is how I do. So they use this his level is maybe
these young are not yet.
Okay, in 3 years. Maybe 3 years. Totally remember when I jumped and I told him that this guy and Peter, they're up there in the morning. Then you know that 3 and 4,
We're having our first and only time out of the match, dear viewers. After 14 frames played, Ian Kazibwe leads against Amadeus Makidizaki by 8 frames to 6. When Amadeus comes in 3 minutes, same as Ian, we shall be having the rest of 11 being played to completion. Please keep us company and keep the hopes of Muchana alive. The streams will remain on, but commentary shall resume upon the resumption of the match. We are back there, viewers. We are watching the live stream of the final of Chairman JNM's Easter Cup. We are at the Muchana Pub and Grill alongside Ngong Road, opposite Prestige Plaza in Kilimani, right at the heart of the East African city of Nairobi in Kenya. Uganda's Ian Kazibwe leads by 8 frames to 6 against Tanzania's AMADEUS Markedizeki. For a race to 11, that will see the winner walk away with 150,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Chairman's JNM, and the trophy and the medal, bragging rights, and of course a rivalry that is rooted right in the heart of East Africa, with Uganda and Tanzania sharing a lot in common: a border at Mutukula, a lake called Victoria, a language called Swahili, staple foods, cultures, languages, beef, a reason to take each other down, most especially in sporting terms, and name it. A lot the two countries share in common, with Uganda, by the way, in pool, missing out in the last 2 editions of the All Africa Pool Championships in 2023 for failure to acquire South Africa visa on time, and 2025 for financial constraints. And on both those terms, though the Ugandans were starting to have everybody believe that they are the second best thing in terms of the mainstream game to South Africa, it were the Tanzanians who took that place, being number 2 both in 2023 as well as 2025. And this guy was most valuable player in the 2023 edition. Now he takes on a Ugandan in the final in a neutral country that as well shares a border with both with both Tanzania and Uganda. A neutral venue couldn't have come for this match any better than Kenya. Amadeus has 3 reds on the table, one of them portable with ease to the side pocket. On the left, the cue ball in its natural movement moves bottomwards, plays another red instead and gets to miss it. Misses only just. It's just my opinion that the most tempting ball for Ian to play is the yellow closest to the cue ball, portable to the corner pocket bottom right. The cue ball is naturally played into the left side of the table where there is a red at the corner pocket, but if you were to play the cue ball into the red that is packed, you have a feeling the movement of the cue ball could be blocked by the black. That's why it has to be ball on for Ian. The shot is combination. Try to put both red and yellow. He puts yellow, plays the red, and plays the black into the red, but does not put the black. Now that gets him into some kind of trouble, having a tricky frame of the yellows, even though he were to finish them, which is not easy whatsoever. The position of the black is in the favor of Amadeus, but Ian will try, bearing in mind that should he put all of the yellows, black is portable in combination play to follow the red into the corner pocket where there is the red. It is the top left if you're watching from Muchana Pool Club. It is the bottom left if you're watching from either Break and Finish Live Facebook or Peter Chewe Live YouTube. The guy is serious about finishing the frame and finishing it now. It will be crazy finishing this frame in his current visit of the table, but Ian will try. I've been having a discussion with some of Kenya's big names in pool, Elon Kiprono, as well as Sylvanus Wedo. Both have been saying Ian is the next best player in Ugandan pool after Caesar. Whether they are right or not, he still has his work cut out now, having to put red close to the cushion with some backspin, the cue ball to move a little backwards and off the cushion in a position where he can play a combination. No, he went for too much English. His intention was to play the cue ball into the black. The movement of the cue ball was always going to be hampered by the position of Amadeus' red, and just a shot that I call some kind of mistake could lose him the frame unless he banks black off the cushion into the corner pocket bottom right. It's in. That one will go down as the best clearance of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian is of age. Kazibwe Ian 9, Amadeus 6.
What's that? Hungry in Uganda is Njala.
Hungry is Njala. Yes, Njala.
The reason for my silence, I'm still wowed by that clearance by Ian in the previous frame. It was too much pull in just one clearance, and to make the matters worse for Amadeus, there is an even bigger chance of Ian extending his lead to 4 frames for the very first time, this time around a lot easier. The left-handed Ugandan is meaning business here for the guy, by the way, that is playing competitively only for the 4th year, having been discovered by the team that was called Captainite in the Ugandan Pool League. In the other, it was 2022, after just, yes, it's early 2022, when he was playing well enough to be the best player in the team. But one day, when he was playing in the Ugandan Pool League against Nakawa Pool Rangers, he broke and finished 3 frames in one match out of 4. The very first and only player then to achieve that feat. It is what preempted the Uganda national team technical committee to invite him for selection trials of the national team, which he passed with flying colors to represent Uganda at the All Africa Pool Championships in 2023, which he also did well, reaching the finals of the mixed singles. Since then, he has been one of Uganda's best players, and he's on the badge. of achieving the biggest milestone of his career. If he's to win an international competition, he will. If he wins one out of the remaining 5 frames, for Amadeus, he must win 5 frames in a row or else succumb to second place position to the Ugandan, who is so far outplaying him, most especially for the last 30 minutes of play. Ian 10, Amadeus 6, rest to 11. Now, if Amadeus doesn't win this frame, it will be the very last of the match. Fortunately for him, the Tanzanian has gotten to make a ball, to put a ball on the break. He probably now knows that the best way of winning a frame against Ian is not let him on the table, because whenever Ian has been coming to the table, he has not been letting his opponent have a chance to play. About 7 of the 10 frames that Ian has played have been upwards. And it's one of the best performances Ian has ever had in his career, although you are listening to someone that has been swimming almost each and every match that he has been playing for the last 3 years or so. In the league matches, in weekly comps, in tournaments of the polar station of Uganda, now in an international competition for the guy that is the latest recruit of the Big Kells management. Ugandan born and bred and trained, but now Nigerian managed. He's having a tricky frame of the yellows to try and take down, and if he does, will be winning the competition, but only if he does something very unexpected. Win the frame by putting all of 6, perhaps 7 yellows, and then the black in a pretty bad looking yellows frame. Maybe for once Mr. Ian may have to play safety. Not every time you can put a ball, even though you may be as good as Ian, risky that the cue ball could be sunk to the side pocket. The guy really understands the cue ball. Very, very thin margin between fouling and not. The guy has played safe. Tabo Motilange, you are saying, perhaps asking if this is the last match I am swimming. No, there is the team final between the Muchana Knights and Team Big Kells coming up right after this. It is 6-10, dear viewers. It is Ian leading. It is him needing to win just one. It is Amadeus needing to win all. There has been a foul. That can very easily have been the last shot that Amadeus will be playing in this competition. If Ian finishes this one, that will be the end of the story for Amadeus. He may have to simply to wait for some money matches to come. But I have a feeling in me that chairman may surprise us with a 16-man comp. And he sees players around. He always likes making them happy. A comp of now, absolutely the best. He likes doing those things. And I have just speculation, a rumor that now the Muchana Pub and Grill will be demolished and revamped and made even bigger and even better, expanded to have a bigger arena for the pool. And now that it is very famous, very popular, very big, and we are very many, chairman is thinking of creating more space for us every time he invites the African pool fraternity to have even more space and enjoy the place even more. And maybe the next time that the African pool fraternity will be invited, it will be the new Muchana. Maybe of the international competitions, this one could be the last one in Muchana in its current existence. All that is thanks to the wonderful spirit of Chairman JNM, nowadays the father of Kenyan pool, with an impact that is spreading all around the African continent. and all pool players just enjoy being around him. When they hear that it's chairman involved in the organization, everybody has their heart and soul in Nairobi. Ian snookers again, but this time round not a total snooker. It's one of those times when I think he has not played effective enough. Coming up live after this is going to be the team final between the Muchana Knights of Kenya and Team Big Girls, which is a combination of players from 4 countries: Malawi, South Africa, Uganda, and yes, Nigeria. Here comes Ian going for the move. He has really excited the crowd, everybody. If I can flip the camera, so many in the crowd, those most especially who are neutral, are having their head in their hands, surprised at how good this Ugandan has played in this final. And for those that may have seen him longer, myself inclusive, there is no surprise. He's one of the fastest learners of the game that I have ever followed. Just 3 years when he became a competitive player, and look where Ian is now. Respected in his country, respected in the East African region, respected and known all around the African continent. Despite relative inexperience, has been playing against a lot more experienced guys, even in this competition, and yet has been overperforming them. And not limited to his current opponent, that is AMADEUS, also not limited to his semi-final opponent, Moses Kimani, not limited to his quarter-final opponent, Ibrahim Sejemba, amongst others and others and others. But I think this time around, Ian has played relatively poor, and it will be now AMADEUS taking the frame surely once and for all. If he doesn't make a clearance now, you just get the feeling he has no business trying to win this final. Of course, he's down, but not yet out. Remember, experience is the way of AMADEUS. He's more than capable as well of getting a chance and winning the frame with that one chance. More than capable. So every time he has a chance to visit the table, he has a chance to win the frame. But of course, for the fact that Ian needs just one, I think he's the favorite for the victory. It is just natural. AMADEUS to put the 2 reds, 1 to the center pocket left, and then red and black to the same corner pocket top left, with cue ball being played round yellow and black, and the rest is a formality. AMADEUS 7, Ian 10, rest to 11.
Come on, Mr. Software.
Still needing to win just 1 to take the victory home. In frame number 18, Ian breaks and puts a red on an open table. You just get the feeling he wants to play the reds, because most especially of the situation at the corner pocket, which is bottom right. If you're watching from Muchana Pool Club, it is the corner pocket top right. If you're watching from Break and Finish or Peter Chove Live, there is a red that is occupying most of the corner pocket. It, however, has a yellow right behind. It makes the yellow ball a dead ball. The table is open until Ian plays and puts a ball or 2 of the same color. He now puts the red cue ball round, another red. The table is closed. Dear viewers, the Ugandan is playing reds. For an easier pot, it is just the red that is bottomwards of the 5. It is the red that is leftwards of the 5 if you're watching from the Muchana Pool Club. He will be having his mind on the situation at the corner pocket, top right of the screen or bottom right, depending on where you're watching from, as he plays. This next shot will be critical. If there is some kind of way he can play the cue ball into the pile up of 3 reds and yellow at the corner pocket, as well as pot a ball. Sharp cut cue ball misses either of the intended balls. But it had too much skill, too much spin on the cue ball, even to bring it closer to the frame opening shot. It could have been worse. He could have gotten himself snookered, but he's not. Just that clearly he will not be winning the frame now unless otherwise. I don't even think he can put a ball here. There we are. He has successfully played safe, leaving the cue ball frozen against the cushion. The consequence of Ian winning the tournament will bear the 150,000 Kenya shillings in his victory. Half of that money will be going for the second place person, but also the loss of $1,000 for the Tanzanian team in side business against Uganda's Sula Matovo and company. By side business, guys, I mean side betting, as Kidezaki snookers. Zwane asking if Ishmael participated. The answer is yes. He was beaten in the round of last 16 by Innocent Sami of Tanzania. Actually, Sami led by 8 frames to 3. Ishmael won 5 straight to equalize and then lost a decider. Ian fouls advantage Kidezaki once again. And Kidezaki plays the best possible free shot he could have. He really must take this one home. He must come within 2 frames of Ian, making it realistic for himself to win, but also, more importantly, winning this frame to put Ian under some kind of pressure, because the Ugandan has playing with way too much confidence for Amadeus' liking. Guys, we are still awake until just about 1 a.m. as Easter Monday will be closing off in about the next 35 minutes or so. It is 24 minutes past 11 p.m. East African time. Watching the singles final, Uganda's Ian Kazibwe leading by 7 frames to 10 against Tanzania's Amadeus. Race to 11 for victory, bragging rights, pride, money, a trophy, medals, and yes, it is $1,500 slightly more, but receiving it in Kenya shillings, 150,000 shillings. Amadeus with those 2 reds at the top right end of the table, to cause some kind of reason to worry about his attacking play. One of them is portable. I'm not sure about the cue ball. He puts one, moves the cue ball off to cushions, moves it towards the top end of the table. He could get himself snookered. I'm not certain he has full sight of the yellow. By his body language, Amadeus is snookered. Otherwise, that one would have been a shot played with skill and class. We'll want to carve the cue ball perhaps round the red to find the yellow, hopefully pot it. Only a pot will do. Finds the yellow, but misses. He has missed the ball. He could as well be missing the frame. Missing the frame for Amadeus misses him the whole tournament. Umpire Bobby will have an announcement to make. He perhaps says there is no touch. The cue ball is not touching the red. Ian wants to play safety, and he plays safe. The beauty with the shot is just played is that it's a snooker, but the non-beauty is that Amadeus has the easiest angle of the left cushion. The cue ball is naturally played into the yellow. Whether it is potted or left packed at the corner pocket top right, it will be difficult for Ian to finish the frame. Amadeus doesn't pot. And maybe this time, surely, Amadeus tempts Ian with a long range shot of the red. He's looking at to the corner pocket top left from China Pool Club. It is the corner pocket bottom left, watching from Break and Fish Live. If he gets that one in, as well as maintaining the cue ball for the last red, it will be a frame gone, a tournament gone, a final gone, and money obtained. Ian versus the red to the corner pocket at the bottom left. And wants perhaps to play it with backspin to play the cue ball off the top cushion and back into space. Yeah, he does. The most important shot of the final is in. Ladies and gentlemen, the left-handed Ugandan, who is only in his 4th year in competitive pool, the guy that has become the theme of Ugandan pool, managed in Nigeria, is winning his first international competition of a short but very illustrious career. Ian versus the black to the center pocket for victory, for 150,000 for bragging rights for Uganda, for big kills. Ian plays black and puts it and wins the tournament. He's congratulated by his opponent. There they are, the teammates from Big Kells, the friends, Big Kells himself, who is having a success story. There goes the final. Ladies and gentlemen, final score. Ian Kazibwe 11 and Amadeus Makidizeki 7. Thank you for watching. See you shortly in the team final.